Third choice for professional and confidential medical laboratory services. Lafales provides results for all medical tests. If it can't be done there, they will facilitate it through their international partners. Their main office in Roseau is open from 7:30 a.m.
to 8 p.m.
Mondays to Fridays and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their locations. Cross Street, Roseau, Pickard, Portsmouth, Marigot or Grand Bay. Lafales House Medical Laboratory. My choice, your choice, our choice.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, Discover Dominica Authority announces the winners for Mass Dominic 2025. In news from the region, Jamaica records a 30% decline in murders for the year so far. And internationally, newly sworn-in Prime Minister of Canada says Canada will never be part of the US. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
Welcome back. The Africulture Stilt Walkers has been named Band of the Year for 2025. Discover Dominica Authority today announced the winners of Mass Dominic 2025, which took place on March 3rd and 4th. Festival and Events Manager at Discover Dominica Authority, Ayodele Andrew, has the details.
Category: Opening Parade. Best Carnival Business Float, first place, winner, APAC. Best Carnival Business Float, second place, Do It Center. Best Carnival Business Float, third place, Fine Foods Inc. Best Carnival Business Float, fourth place, DASPA. Special Flag Wavers Group Award, NBD Flag Wavers. Carnival Monday, Juve. First Lapo Cabrit Band, Police Lapo Cabrit. Lapo Cabrit with the largest following, Police Lapo Cabrit. Best Male, Plague Doctor, Shepherd Fredris. Best Female, Adassa Davis, Maleficent. Best Sensei, Denison Dice Joseph, Gold Devil. Largest All-Mass Group, Chupool. Best Juve Costume Group, Disco Bacchanal. Lapo Cabrit with the most lavwe, Newton Lapo Cabrit. Best All-Mass Band, Chupool. Longest Lapo Cabrit, Police Lapo Cabrit. Largest Lapo Cabrit, Police Lapo Cabrit. Best Juve Group, Lumination, The Rebirth, Signal Band. Best Theatrical Group, Jabois, Victims of Dengue. Best Papi Show Wedding, Chupu. Best Juve Gang, Headless Horseman, Marvin Cabot. Carnival Monday, All Mass Parade. Best All Mass Band, first place, winner, Good Hope Darkies. Best All Mass Band, second place, Creole Sensei. Best All Mass Band, third place, Thunderbirds. Best Creative Individual Male, Denison Dice Joseph, Gold Devil. Best Creative Individual Female, Natalia Paul, Floral Sensei. Carnival Monday, Youth Masquerade, Children Band of the Year, first place, Sailors of the OECS, Lucia Lander Dance Group. Children Band of the Year, second place, Balloon Blast. Children King of the Band, Sailors of the OACS, Lucia Lander Dance Group. Children Queen of the Band, Sailors of the OACS, Lucia Lander Dance Group. Best Children Float, first place, Balloon Blast. Best Children's Float, second place, Sailors of the OACS, Lucia Lander Dance Group. Carnival Monday, T-shirt plus bands. Carnival Monday T-shirt plus band, first place, Signal Band, Luminites. Carnival Monday T-shirt plus second place, TK Mega Monday. Carnival Monday T-shirt plus band, third place, Cluebirds. Special award for Carnival Spirit, Grand Bay Sensei. Carnival Tuesday Parade costume bands. Contemporary Band of the Year, first place, Pulse Experience. Contemporary Band, second place, Fantasy Tribe. Contemporary Band, third place, Hysteria Mass. Traditional Band of the Year, first place, Africulture Steelworkers, Brick by Beat. Traditional Band, second place, Thunderbirds, Faces of Sensei. Traditional Band, third place, Chupu. Traditional King of the Band, Africulture Steelworkers. Traditional Queen of the Band, Africulture Steelworkers. Contemporary King of the Band, Hysteria Mass. Contemporary Queen of the Band, Hysteria Mass. People's Choice Contemporary Band of the Year, online voting, Fantasy Tribe. Band of the Year 2025, Africulture Steelworkers, Brick by Beat.
Festivals and Events Manager at Discover Dominica Authority, Ayodele Andrew. The Dominica National Conservation Trust Fund has achieved a new milestone. The organization has launched the first call for proposal event, which gives groups, individuals, and companies the opportunity to access funding for environmental projects. Albert Paul is a board member of the Dominica National Conservation Trust Fund.
The Dominica National Conservation Trust Fund was envisioned and formed to assist with conservation and biodiversity initiatives on Dominica through grant funding to local stakeholders, both private and public. The DNCTF has a very unique and, dare I say, inescapable mandate to serve not just people but nature, and this, of course, is our motto. Our goal is to preserve and maintain and improve what we often take for granted, something that is a major part of who we are and which is slowly disappearing. The mandate covers a wide range of pertinent issues and matters which include climate change mitigation, climate change adaptation, sustainable use and protection of water resources, transitioning to a fully functional and symbiotic circular economy, pollution prevention and control, and protection and restoration of biodiversity and ecosystems. In the Caribbean and Dominican context, conservation and environmental protection, besides being a need, can be a forced choice, often, sadly, a do-it-yourself endeavor. Because when our environment is destroyed, we often have to repair it and go back to square one on our own. Luckily, we still have partners in the region like the CBF, and internationally like KFW in Germany, and Global Affairs Canada in the Americas, and many others who are willing and able to put their money where the help is truly needed.
Albert Paul, board member of the Dominica National Conservation Trust Fund. Parliamentary representative for the Marigot constituency, Anthony Charles, is reporting on the resources and funds received for the implementation of initiatives within his constituency over the past 2 years. He says the funds have supported the implementation of key projects to include housing initiatives and infrastructure developments. Charles says throughout his representation, he is committed to collaboration and engagement among the government, stakeholders, and the residents of Marigot to ensure sustainable progress.
A total of approximately $135,000 was received for a key development initiative, ensuring that every dollar served its intended purpose. These funds have contributed significantly to community development and socio-economic growth within the constituency. Some of the major investments include general constituency development, carnival activities, basketball tournament, and housing assistance. I want to sincerely thank the government of Dominica and especially the Prime Minister for their support in facilitating this initiative. I also express great gratitude to the people of Margaret for their unwavering trust and partnership. Together, we will continue striving for progress, accountability, and sustained development of our beloved community. Thank you, and may God bless people of Afwawi.
Parliamentary representative for the Margot constituency, Anthony Charles. The National Bank of Dominica says it is committed to giving back to its customers as it celebrates 47 years of banking in Dominica. The official anniversary is Saturday, March 15, 2025, and is being held under the theme Celebrating 47 Years of Existence, a year committed to mindfulness. Marketing manager at the National Bank of Dominica, Michelle Joseph, outlined the activities planned to commemorate the institution's anniversary.
The anniversary itself is on March 15th, 2025, but throughout the month of March, we will be highlighting different areas of our ESG and CSR strategy through different activities. So this week, we will predominantly celebrate our Customer Appreciation Week. On Wednesday, we visited the Portsmouth branch. And whilst we were in the town of Portsmouth, we made a special contribution to the Portsmouth Social Center. And on Friday, we will be celebrating at the Hillsborough Street branch. And we also made a contribution to a small business during this activity. It was a surprise, so she did not know. And it was very well received. On that day as well, we will be at the Dominica State College Career Fair. And next week, that's the week of the 17th, we will be doing a signage reveal along the Canefield Highway. We found it fitting at our 47th anniversary to erect signage highlighting the bank's contribution to this initiative. And on Friday, we will be at the Canefield branch. That's Friday the 21st of March. And on the 28th of March, we will be at the Bayfront branch. Apart from that, we will be making a donation to an association in Dominica, and we will be engaging the public in different areas just to get their feedback and, their comments on our 47th anniversary.
Marketing manager at the National Bank of Dominica, Michelle Joseph. Dominicans are being told that a new change to Domlec's pay-as-you-go, no disconnection policy will bring about benefits to them. This comes as the power company has announced that effective Saturday, March 29, 2025, the no disconnection policy will be applied only on Sundays. Manager of the commercial department at Domlec is Paul Moses.
We want to thank customers for their understanding in this matter. We ask them to take advantage of the adjustment period between now and the 29th of March. Reach out to us if you have concerns, if you have questions, please do reach out to us. But it is a change that is necessary, and on a whole, customers will benefit from it because it should reduce, and that is our expectation, that it would reduce the queue on a Monday or the day following a weekend, because we would have had, hopefully, fewer customers rushing in to top up. And customers need to appreciate that it is called pay as you go for a reason. It's no different from what the telecommunication companies have. You purchase before and then you use. This is what the system is. We have, to a limited extent, made it a postpaid system for the weekend. So we want it to operate as a prepaid system, which is what it is. And that is how the system works. So we appreciate the concerns that they have, but we are giving them a period of time within which they can adjust to this change.
Manager of the commercial department at Domlec, Paul Moses. On the feature segment of the news, we focus on the Northern District Home for the Aged. Established in the aftermath of Hurricane David in 1979, the Northern Home for the Aged has served as a source of relief for the destitute and elderly. Administrator for the Northern District Home for the Aged, Joey Patrick, is our feature on the DBS Evening News.
This institution have been formed since after the Hurricane David to house vulnerable and disabled persons in the community. After Hurricane David, because a lot of persons during that time had lost their homes and they had no other place to lay their head, and that is when the institution came across. So just call it 40-something plus years this institution have been in existence.
How many residents do you have at the home?
Okay, presently we have 13 residents.
And who are these residents? Are they elderly or just anybody who is unable to fend for themselves?
We have elderly. We have a few young persons that are disabled because the home also caters to disabled persons. We have persons that suffered stroke as well. We are visually impaired. We have bedridden persons. So we have 2 persons that are bedridden in our institution. So, these persons, they need full care, day-to-day care. Yes, that's it. We have 13 residents.
In terms of a management team, who are the people taking care of these people at the home?
Well, we have staff. We have up to 10 staff. And also, the institution itself is run by a board. And we have the staff.
In terms of finances, in terms of assistance to run the home, how is that done?
The home solely, back then we used to, persons used to donate to the institution. And because of the crisis that we are faced with, like we went through COVID and then past Hurricane Maria. So all these, donation has kind of dwindled a bit. So we're not getting donation as we used to before. We're getting a few, but not as much as we used to before. And the few, payments that we receive from the residents, that's what we use to run the institution. I always say, because some of the residents that are there, some of the families, sometimes we don't see them. And I believe members should play a vital role in terms of we're already doing the job. The most that you can do right now is show more interest, come and visit them, spend some time with them, and to the extended public, and not just around Dominica, but around the world. We have Dominicans out there, that can give back to our institution. So, I am appealing, I'm calling on them to pour more into our institution.
Administrator of the Northern District Home for the Aged, Joey Patrick. And that's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
DBS News.
In news from the region, Jamaica's National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, has again highlighted continued reductions in homicides across Jamaica, pointing out that as of yesterday morning, the island has recorded a more than 30% decrease in murders since the start of the year. He expressed optimism that if this downward trend continues, the country could achieve its target of recording fewer than 1,000 murders by the end of the year. The security minister noted that since August last year, murders started to see a drastic decline. And internationally, newly sworn-in Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, says Canada will never become part of the U.S. in his first speech as the country's Prime Minister. The new Prime Minister, who is facing a standoff with U.S. President Donald Trump over an escalating trade war, says he expects respect from America and calls U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's latest comments on a 51st state crazy. Carney says he will visit France and the UK on his first overseas trip in the job, adding that he currently has no plans to meet Donald Trump but look forward to speaking with him. Asked about when a general election can be expected in Canada, the Prime Minister declines to say when it will be called, joking that Canadians can expect to vote before November. However, the election must be held before October. And that's news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next with Curtis Matthew.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, a very special good evening. My name is Curtis Matthew. Let's begin with some netball news. In fact, before we get to the Grand Netball Finals at Windsor Park, the Convent High School against the Portsmouth Secondary School, let's just bring you some cricket news where the Windward Island Volcanoes, they've gone down in their regional match to Guyana Happy Eagles this afternoon. Guyana final scores 324 and 28 without loss. The Windward Island Volcanoes 213 and 135. The Windwards going down by 10 wickets now. Let's head across to Windsor Park Stadium. Gavin Richards and Andy Carter, finals of schools netball.
20 competition is the Convent High School up against the Portsmouth Secondary School. And it's been one-way traffic in this under 20 finals. 3 quarters are completed. It's the Convent High School leading 25-9. So the Convent High School well on their way to retaining their championship. And of course, they will be following in the footsteps of the under-16 team who won the under-16 division. That's the Convent High School won the under-16 division, beating the Castlebrook Secondary School 21-10 in that final. We had Chloe Gregoire, who made 12 out of 18 attempts for the Convent High School, and Norris Didier, 9 out of 15 for the Convent High School team as well. And it was really Deanne Augustine who made 9 out of 10 attempts for the Castlebrook Secondary School as she tried her best to keep them into the match, but in the end it was too much from Gregoire and Didier. Convent High School winning the under-16 championship 21-10, beating the Castlebrook Secondary School. And we're at the under-20 finals, and the under-20 finals again is the Convent High School well on their way to winning that championship. Is 25-9 at the end of 3 quarters. Just 1 more quarter to go, but it's been all one-way traffic. Andy, I don't know if you want to give a quick comment. All right, so 25-9 at the end of 3 quarters, and we go back to the DBS Evening News with the good news that the Convent High School are the under-16 champions, and that they're well on their way to winning the under-20 championship.
Thank you very much, Gavin Richards. And I suspect we'll get back to Gavin Richards before the end of the evening sports. The other regional cricket match we want to talk to you about on the way, the West Indies Academy and Jamaica Scorpions. The West Indies Academy 211 and 256 for 5. Jamaica Scorpions 375 and 191. And in the Academies 256 for 5, Akeem Ogie Smith 77. Teddy Bishop scored 57. We will get back to the Windsor Park Stadium to bring you the conclusion of the match. The Convent High School against the Portsmouth Secondary School in the Under-20 Schools Final. We'll bring that to you in a short while. Some track and field news now. Head coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace, is confident his athletes will meet the qualifying mark for the upcoming Carifta Games. This as a team of athletes departed state this morning to take part in a qualifying meet in Martinique on the weekend.
The Aspirers Athletics Club will be traveling to compete in the Martinique Carifta Finals this weekend over a 2-day period. And we are hoping to see our athletes surpass the Dominic Athletics Association qualifying standards. The athletes who will be competing at this competition is Madison Ernest in the 100 and 200 meters under 17 girls, Kamadi Victor in the 100 and the 4x1 relay, Mr. Delani George in the 100 and 200, Dante Cornelius in the 200, 400 and 4x4, Mr. Karim John Baptist in the long jump and the triple jump, Mr. Kuma John Baptist in the long jump and the triple jump, Mr. Jaden Joseph in the long jump and triple jump. In the under 20 category, we have Mr. Abby Burton in the 100, 200 and 4x1, Mr. Chris Tousse in the 200, 400, 4x1 and 4x4, Sean Vidal, the team captain in the 800, 1500 and 4x4, and Mr. Juriah Lewis, the vice captain in the long jump, 4x1 and 4x4. The team will be under the leadership of the officials, Mrs. Judy LaRocque, who will be serving as media personnel, Mr. Dwight Thomas, responsible for capturing the team photos, Mr. Fillmore Joseph, French liaison officer, and myself, Nabi Wallace, as the team coach / manager. We're expecting all the athletes to do well. That is why they were selected. So we are hoping that by the time we return on Sunday evening, that we can say that all 11 have met the qualifying standard. And so we thank you for hearing this information for us and letting the public know that the Aspirers Athletics Club will be heading out.
And that's the head coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace. Let's go back to some cricket news. The West Indies Under-19 captain Stefan Pascal and National Under-19 captain Justin Vidal are among a number of players called up by the Dominica Cricket Association, the DCA, as Dominica starts off preparation for the National Under-19 team. The players will be engaged in a series of trial matches starting this weekend.
The following players have been selected for trials: Stefan Pascal, Louvio Charles, Darren Tousse, Diony Roll, Arsenio Fontaine, Amiel Gilbert, Kine George, Nian Davis, Joseph Stewart, Keon John Baptiste, Aidan Burton, Derwin Lewis, Kaylan Christmas, Edmund Moranci, Jason Vidal, Jelani Joseph, Joel Dural, Derwan Benjamin, Kasadi LaRocque, Brad George, Chaviv Ambo, Kenneth Valmond, Kester Lestrade, Dylan John, Libert Daru, Chris Toussaint, Aidan Mitchell, Damian Frederick, Dante Benjamin, Elon Pascal, Darren Ellick, Trevon Henry, Makeli Bernard, Malinga Bruni, Jandel Regis, Vince Daru, Mosiah Thomas, Alex Armstrong, Gershon Joseph. The Dominica Cricket Association encourages all players to approach the trials with dedication, discipline, and sportsmanship. We look forward to an exciting showcase of talent as we work towards selecting the best possible squad for the 2025 season.
And that's the Public Relations Officer of the DCA, Kimara Ito. 8 players from the defending DFA Premier League champions Dubla FC and 6 from Valvoline United have been called up for national duties as Dominica gets set for its final 2 matches in the World Cup qualifiers in June. Dominica is set to host the British Virgin Islands and also play the Dominican Republic away. Dominica sits at the bottom of the group, having suffered losses to Jamaica and Guatemala last year. The national team will begin training on Monday. The players selected are from Dubla FC, Jerome Burkhardt, Brian Thomas, Marcus Breeders. There's also other players: Giovanni Xavier, Corbin Paul, Travis Joseph, Savio Anselm, Odell Laville. From We United FC, Dale Dangleman, Jarek Parker, Philson Lockhart, Kian Thomas, Leon Edwards, Roosevelt Coppel. From the RS Bombers FC, Ronnie Lockhart, Jalen Johnville, Rayon Coffey, Davon George, Anton Larocque, Tyrese Carbon. And from Maho FC, Dante Challenger, Damario Challenger, Nick Anthony, Jan Timothy. From Batherset FC, Eustace Marshall and Anthony Frederick. From DSFC, Delton Dalrymple. From Middleham FC, Marcellus Bonney. From Harlem FC, Dante Newton. And from East Central FC, Dequan Abraham and Nathan Newton. From Southeast FC, Kimani Rodney and Aaron Prince. And from St. Joseph FC, Philip Matthew. Now, we can head back to Windsor Park Stadium. The grand finals of the secondary schools under 20 netball competition very much on. The Convent High School seem to be running away with proceedings.
Powerful passes in the game of netball. Remember, there are shoulder pass, there's the bounce pass, there's the chest pass, and certainly a shoulder pass, a very strong pass using the shoulder and not able to get to the player to which it was intended.
All right, so Andy, we're back with DBS Radio and the evening news. I want to say good evening again to the listeners of DBS Radio, the sports report, and a quick update here on the finals. It's been one-way traffic, like we said a bit earlier on, between the Convent High School and the Portsmouth Secondary School. Scores are now 28-9, and we have just about 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth and final quarter. It's been a game dominated by the Convent High School with the likes of Edwards and the captain, Kenya John, really doing well offensively and defensively as well. Convent High School with Tuse and Pinard also, really putting the clamps down on Lamaya Ford and what the Portsmouth Secondary School would have been hoping to do. So as we speak to you, the listeners of DBS Radio, we can let you know that the Convent High School, 8 minutes away from retaining their championship, and this will be back-to-back championships for them. Remember, we told you a bit earlier on, they won the under-16 division as well, beating the Castle Bruce Secondary School.
Right, so you heard it live from Windsor Park Stadium. Gavin Richards bringing us news that the Convent High School very much on course to make it a double in the school's finals in netball this afternoon. You can follow the match live on the DBS YouTube channel. You can go there right now and see the Grand Netball Finals live only on DBS Radio. Joseph Fadul, thank you very much for linking the news again tonight. You heard the news with Leila Langford, and of course the sports with me, Curtis Matthew. And on behalf of all of us here, Joseph Fadul and others, Curtis Matthew saying good night.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, just before we cross over to the evening's general community bulletin board, let's give you a very quick update from the Windsor Park. Of course, it's on the DBS Radio YouTube channel, the Convent High School and the Portsmouth Secondary School, the Under-20 Netball Finals currently going on, and of course, coverage on DBS Radio, DBS's YouTube channel. The Convent High School is definitely going to be running away with it. Just about 5 more minutes to go. Convent High School 28, the Portsmouth Secondary School 9. And of course,